Hi everybody, welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and this is North Star Energy Healing. I had intended to do these readings 2 days ago, but time has just gotten away from me. There's just been things going on, so I did the fire signs already for what you need to know right now. That's what my guides gave me for a reading to do at the moment. So this is going to be water signs. Cancer, you are up. And so we are doing family, career and finances, love and romance. All right, so for you, for this group, for the water signs, we're using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards for the overview card for each section. This is by Colette Baron Reed. And then we are going to use the Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, and then we will get into some regular tarot. So let's see, for my Cancers, for family, what is the overview oracle card for family right now for Cancers? And again, this is a general reading. It may not resonate with everybody, but it's also timeless. So whenever you come to this, if you're drawn to the title, there will be a message in here for you. Maybe the oracle cards or the tarot or both or the animal oracle. Could be anything. My throat started acting up right before I was getting ready to record these. Okay, Cancer, family. Oh, today is Sunday, November 24th. 3 more days to Thanksgiving for those that celebrate it, and the long weekend. I'm really hoping that over the long weekend I'm going to get the December outlook for every sign. Hopefully, if I get this, what you need to know now, finished. If I don't, then maybe I'll just have to move on to the December readings. Mountain, number 6. Mountain, number 6 for family. All right, for Cancer, for career and finances. What's the card for my Cancers for career and finances, please? Career and finances for my Cancers. Career and finances, please. Movement. Okay, well, that's interesting. Movement. We'll go over these once I pull the 3 out, and we'll see what that's a 28. Career and finances, 28. It's really windy here. My husband's been out doing some yard work and doing the dump run and all those things. He's having some lunch right now. Nope. And I have some soup right next to me, but it's too hot to drink. He put it in a mug for me so I could drink it while I'm doing this. Love and romance for my Cancers. Love and romance for my Cancers. Love and romance for my Cancers, please. All right, let me give it another shuffle. I must not be hitting on the right card. Love and romance for my Cancers. There we go. Bone collector. Huh. I don't know if I've pulled that before. Bone collector. All right, let's get the book. All right. Family, 6, mountain. Let me just put it there so you can see it better. 6 is harmony, right? So that's kind of what that number represents. Let's look though. So there's the moon shining on the mountain, which has a face. It looks like his mouth is a cave. It almost reminds me of something Viking-y. There are some buildings on top of the mountain. I'm so sorry about my throat. I don't know why it's doing this. You have the capacity to flow around any obstacle, Cancer. This is the time to adapt. Okay. Excuse me. So when it comes to family, it looks like you may have to adapt. Now, several readings that I did had similar messages about family around, and my guides were given the feeling about around Thanksgiving. Sometimes we have, our husband's family and our family, and maybe our kids have, maybe we're separated or divorced from our kids' fathers, and we have to negotiate all these schedules and see who's going to see who, when, what, where, how. So if this is the case for you, and some of us have more than one place we're going on Thanksgiving or in this holiday season, this isn't a Thanksgiving reading necessarily, but they've given me a feeling about Thanksgiving and the holidays in every one of these readings I've done so far. So, sometimes you'll come across what appears to be an insurmountable obstacle, like a huge mountain that separates you from your success. You might think that climbing it or chiseling away at it is the answer. But why take such a treacherous, tedious approach? Now, they're giving me the feeling of standing your ground on something. Like, let's say, I don't know, the menu. Somebody wants ham and somebody else wants turkey because that's traditional. Do you really want to... Excuse me. Let me see if I can do something about my throat. Hold on. Okay. I took a couple sips of the hot soup and it seems to have helped a little bit. So it's like, what do you want to... I don't know. In your own family, sometimes there are disagreements about either where the holiday is going to be celebrated or what the menu is going to be or who's going to sit where. I don't know. There could be many, many things. Hopefully not. But it's like, don't climb the mountain if you don't need to. Like, if it's something you can compromise on and just go with it, do that. It will make things easier for you. Okay. Be like the rivers that flow around mountains naturally. You'll move past this obstacle relatively quickly if you choose the easy way around. Yeah. This is the time to adapt to your circumstances. If you do decide to climb, remember to take one step at a time, opting for the next right action. Okay, I like that. So that's where family's concerned. Now, career and finances, you have 28, movement. This is an ostrich with like a whole, almost like an island on its back with a windmill, and there's a hot air balloon. He's walking through a marsh. So maybe carrying somebody, to safety? I don't know. Let's see. You are in the time of positive forward motion. This is with your career and finances, Cancer. This is the time for positive momentum as you come out of a period of restriction. You're in a stage of new adventure and discovery. You may feel compelled to take a trip, change your hair, or move your home or business. Movement is also a state of mind. The fog lifts and you now know the actions you need to take. This isn't the time for fear. Let it go and move forward. Okay, so when it comes to your career and finances, obviously career if you're employed, right? Finances, you may be retired and or you may not work outside the home or what have you. Maybe you don't even have a business. Maybe you're a lucky enough to be in a relationship where somebody else is the breadwinner, which is fine. But so you need to know that movement is a state of mind. This isn't the time for fear. Let it go and move forward. So is there some investment you wanted to do? Did you want to take some money out of your 401k and take a trip? Wow. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Didn't know that was coming. What is it that you've wanted to do? What's the movement that you want to take regarding career and finances, right? Is there a job you really want to apply for? Is there a side business you really want to get into? Now's the time. That's what the cards are saying, right? And then in romance, you got number 1. I haven't pulled this before, so that's usually pretty special, and it's quite an interesting card. The Bone Collector. There are skulls hanging. Now, 1 is new beginnings, right? This is love and romance. So if you are currently connected to someone, this could be sparking it up, doing something new and different, right? If you're not in love and romance, maybe someone's around the corner coming in. I love this. It's like the skulls, the lanterns, the birds, the starry sky, the desert. Then he's got a rabbit. He's sitting in the middle of a stone circle with a peacock feather. There's a clock there. This is interesting. What a beautiful card. You are whole and have everything you need within. Okay, so right when I said that, they're saying anyone, and this came up in another reading too. Anyone who is alone, you're not alone. You have your ancestors, your spirit guides, you have God, you have Source, you have whatever the deity that you believe in around you. You have everything you need within to love yourself and live a loving, fulfilled life. There are some people that are alone and are perfectly happy that way. It's the other people that always seem to say, "Oh, I wish you could find someone." Maybe they don't want anyone, right? Maybe they like being alone. But even if you're in a relationship, we should not count on other people for our happiness. We need to make ourselves happy. That's our job. That's no one else's job. We can be happy with someone else, doing things with someone else, having a companion, a husband, a wife, a partner, but they shouldn't be tasked with making us happy, right? Okay, there's a long message here, so I'll see what it is that Spirit would like me to say. Okay, Cancers, love and romance, bone collector. Number 1, new beginnings, new start. When the bone collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Sometimes we put expectations on our spouse, lover, boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you, based on what we think they should love us like how we think they should be loving us. And maybe they don't have the capacity for that. We need to let our expectations go and love unconditionally, right? Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation similar to the original event. Yeah, they're also giving me that everybody is different. So sometimes we have a love or a romance in our past that we just say, "Oh, we look back on it and it was just the best thing." Well, if it was, you'd still be with that person, right? So sometimes we have those expectations that we set up for our current situation in love and romance, and it's just we shouldn't do that. It's not fair, and it's not giving a chance to that new person that we're with, right? Or even somebody we've been married to for a long time, right? We shouldn't wish them to be a different person. We need to either, if it's worth it to make it work and keep it working, then we need to accept that they are who they are. The question is, can you, Cancer, be happy with that person, whoever that may be, without trying to change them, right? You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable or expect to be criticized. Wow, okay. So this is quite complex, quite complex. So they're also giving me now, someone else can only hurt you if you let them hurt you. If people are, saying things to you that aren't true about you, you have to let them roll off you like water off a duck's feathers, right? You just can't let that happen. And some people, when they're hurt, they hurt other people. When they're hurting, they hurt other people, right? This is not the greatest love and romance card, I guess, but hopefully, I'm not a Cancer, but hopefully those of you that are understand the messages. Okay. The bone collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the bone collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. So also they're giving me that if you're in a relationship and you've had, there have been issues in the relationship, holding on to those issues and not moving forward can also be a detriment to the relationship, right? If you've decided to stay with someone and do the clean slate or the forgiving thing, you can't keep on going back to the old wounds, the old cuts, the old words. So, okay. So 6, 28, and 1. Yeah, family. So watch what it is that you want to not argue about, but, like it said, go around the mountain and flow around it rather than maybe standing your ground to your detriment and just making things more difficult. Sometimes it's better to just take the high road, right? And just not be that person that's stubborn. And then career and finances, movement, moving with your career or your finances or what have you. That's a really good card to have. And then the bone collector, reminding you about that you are the one that needs to make yourself happy. You love yourself. You have everything you need inside. Of course, relationships can enhance, our lives. But, you need to remember that if you've forgiven somebody and moved on, then you need to truly do it, right? If that's not a possibility, then you'll need to go from there. You'll need to understand and realize through your own intuition what it is that you should do, right? And not kind of bringing the past happiness, putting expectations, Spirit, help me with the wording, please. Not to put expectations on the person you're currently with based on some past previous relationship or some idea that you have about relationships, because everybody can love in their own way to their own capacity. We all love differently, and sometimes that's, difficult to take at times because we expect everybody to love the way we love, and people have different ways of showing love. Okay. Let's see. So for romance, what's the card from the Healing Waters for romance, please? Beautiful. The Pearl. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Okay. May need to get the book out for these. Oh, for heaven's sakes. All right, so for family, it's Selkie. Oh my gosh, this has come out. I know this has come out for you, Cancer, before. I know it has. It's come out quite a bit. Come out of hiding. Embrace who you really are. This was with your family and regarding that mountain. Like, who are you really? Be that loving, forgiving, nurturing Cancer that I know you are when it comes to this family thing and not standing your ground on something that you could compromise on. And the story of the Selkie is a woman who came out of the water. She was a seal or seal being. I don't remember it exactly to the letter. And she turned into a human, and a man hid her seal skin so that she would have to stay with him. And I think they had a family, but then she one day discovered her seal suit again and went back to the sea because that was her original love. That was where she wanted to be. So when you're thinking about your family and how Spirit has given me to relate this to is, would it be worth losing a family member to take your stand on what you think is right? Okay. Would it be worth feeling bad if you're pretending to be someone you're not? This is the flip of the coin. Those are two sides of it, right? So I'm sure even though she loved the man and loved her daughter, she was, like a fish out of water. She wasn't comfortable there. There's not a lot of other examples I can give you on it because it's a very bizarre story, but I don't know. I'm feeling like with the family card, with the mountain card, this is kind of telling you, you have to be who you are. Sometimes we are a very loving, nurturing, forgiving person when it comes to our friends. But then when it comes to our family, sometimes we're a little bit more harsh, and maybe we need to tone that down a little bit. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Thank you. And then career and finances, water codes. Ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. This is the second time. We, on the bone collector, it said the same thing, Cancers. You have everything you need within you, for sure. Okay, career and finances, water codes. I don't think I've pulled that before. Let's check it out for the longer message, if I can find it. 142, that's a 7, which can be, that's reflection, that's looking back on things you've done, figuring out what's worth it. 142. Water codes, ancient wisdom. The intelligence is within you. This has to do with career and finance. And the first card you got was movement. Remember, we were talking about that? Movement. Water has, wait a minute. What if we could remember the lost wisdom of our ancient ancestors, learn from their mistakes, and reconnect, to those wise ones who lived in deep reverence of the waters and the earth? What if through working with water we could bring about healing on this water planet? You're an ancestor of times yet to come, called to reconnect with the wisdom of nature and the waters and to be guided accordingly. You're a visionary of these times. Connect to the intelligence of the waters and lead. Lead, be a leader. Okay, so that message has to do with connecting. So what maybe some of you need to get connected to figure out what it is you want to do for a job. I'm feeling like, and that kind of goes along with movement. Like, we don't want to take a step just to take it when it's not really where we want to be. As an example, if you want to leave the job that you have now, don't just take another job right away to get out of it, because you may find yourself back in the same situation. But use your intuition to see, to feel into it. Apply, go on interviews. Don't take that next job until you're sure as you can be, that it's the right place for you. Same thing with your finances. What are you investing in or invested in? Do you have a 401k? How is that looking, right? Do you need to take a look at that? Maybe you need to use it for something. But you have the intelligence within you, and you have everything you need within you, like the bone collector said. So with career and finances, they're basically telling you to connect in, look at everything, before you make decisions and choices. And I have to say, I totally agree with that. That's what they're giving me as the feeling for what that has to do with work and finances. Okay, and then with love and romance, you have the Pearl. So let me see. Really? How come I can't find that? Oh, there it is. The Pearl, that's 112. That's a 4, that's stability. 112, the Pearl. They're just giving me this feeling of like trepidation, not just overall this feeling about something you either have to do or feel like you have to do. You don't really want to do it. I don't know if this pertains which category. I'm just getting this feeling of, oh gosh, I have to do this. I really don't want to do this, but I know I have to do it. I just want to get through it. And, they're giving me the feeling that you can get through it if you look at it a different way. And now my ears are ringing, so I know I'm on the right track, whatever it is. The Pearl. Alchemy. The reward at the end, from grit to grace. And she's sitting there inside of an oyster shell with a pearl in her hands. Beautiful, right? All right, so love and romance, the Pearl. Pearls are one of the most precious treasures of this world, and certainly of the sea. While the specifics of their creation remain a mystery, they're believed to be the result of a natural process. So you know that pearls are created through friction and sand and all that. And sometimes our partner that we're with, that's what creates the deepness of our relationship is that friction that we've had, what we've worked through, what we've been through, right? This card brings a precious message that something sacred is being created, and it's likely being created by you. Maybe you've been creating something in the physical, such as a child, a home, or bringing an idea to life. Or perhaps your pearl is more metaphorical than that, having dedicated yourself to alchemizing your hardships into healing, grit into grace. Wow, I love that. So, some of you cancers, I mean, I'm sure all of us can relate, whether we're a cancer or not, because, we don't just get into a relationship and everything is perfect every single day of the week, month of the year of the century, of the decade, and decade of the century, right? We all have to go through things. But if we do work on it, if it's worth it. I'm not telling anyone to stay in a relationship that isn't safe, okay? Or where you don't feel love or have a reason to stay. But what I am saying is I know plenty of people that have been through a lot in their marriages, and in the end, they were together for more than 30 years and totally happy. I also know people who stayed in marriages that should have been divorced long before and were totally unhappy, and all their friends and family members knew that they were, but they stayed together anyway. So, what is it for you, Cancers, right? What is it for you? Are you going to make that pearl? Is that what feels right, feels good to you? Oh my gosh, goodness gracious. Oh boy. Career and finances. Why are we getting that? Okay. Love and romance. All right, we'll see what's coming up. Love and romance. 5 of Swords. That's a conflict, but that's not surprising because we just talked about that. All right, so in family, remember we had the mountain and not kind of sticking to your guns and to the point where you get in an argument and everybody's miserable. The Selkie, where you have to decide how much of to be yourself and how much to pull it back with this situation with family, right? But not being yourself can be hurtful to you. Right? So come out of hiding. Embrace who you really are with your family. Let them know this is me, right? Because if you don't, then your soul isn't happy, or you will never be happy pretending you're someone you're not. Ace of Wands. This is a passionate, action-filled new beginning. Okay, with your family, something to do with your family. So maybe this has to do with, you know what? Every Thanksgiving we do ABC. I'm not doing that this year. This is what I want to do. I don't want this on the menu, or I want to start my own tradition, or I'm not going to, zip my lip if, Uncle Joe is putting people down at the dinner. I don't know. That's what they're giving me, right? So maybe that's what's happening there. Now, with your career and finances, you had movement. You had water codes, right? You have everything within. Now you're getting 8 of Swords. Which this is a card of you holding yourself back, or you letting somebody else's words hold you back. And you don't want to do that. So if this is happening in your career where you feel like someone is holding you back because of what they're saying, or you're holding yourself back because of what your thoughts are, you need to break free of that, okay? In your job, in your career, in your finances, maybe. Like we said earlier, maybe you need to look at your retirement account, your 401k, your bank accounts, something to do with that, and get that on the table and being honest with yourself and looking at those things. If it has to do with your career and there's something you want to do at work and you're letting something hold you back, maybe the time to do it. Remember, this won't resonate with every single Cancer. But for some of you, this is what they're saying. And then in the love and romance, Bone Collector, the Pearl, and then the 5 of Swords. So swords are words, thoughts. This could be a disagreement, but you're literally picking up what you can and you're moving on from it. This is exactly what we were talking about when we were talking about if there's a clean slate, or if there's some sort of an agreement within your relationship that, okay, let's move on from this, an argument, whatever it may be. And that has the same thing to do with making the pearl, right? And the bone collector, you have everything you need inside. You know, we don't always need to take an argument or a disagreement to the nth degree, right? And be like, oh my God, you know, I'm right, and you need to say that I'm right. You know, that doesn't help anyone. Okay. Family. What's another card? Oh, look at that. The Leo card, inner strength. Yep. Career and finance. Oh boy. The Hangman is a different perspective on something. Different perspective on something. And then romance. What do we have for romance? The Chariot. That's Cancer. All right. So the Chariot is a victory with still another riddle to resolve or solve. And this is your card. So love and romance, Cancer, could be what's in the cards for you right now with all that stuff that we were talking about, okay? This is you, right? This is Leo over here in the family department. Inner strength, right? Inner strength. Is there someone that's a Leo in your family that this would pertain to? The mountain and going with the flow around the mountain, not picking a fight, being your whole total self, some sort of a new start, right? Or is it just your inner strength? And then career and finances, see it in a different perspective, right? You had that Eight of Swords where, you know, we were saying, or Spirit was reminding you, take all that off, right? Say what you need to say, do what you need to do, right? Don't hold yourself back if there's something you want to go for, is basically what that's all about. Okay, we're going to get a Magical Times and an Animal Oracle. This one a lot longer than I intended, but you know, sometimes that's what happens. I have to go and with the flow of my guides. What are they asking me to do here? Well, Cancers, I think overall this has a lot of pretty good messages in it regarding family, career, finances, and love and romance. You'll have to, please do give it a like so it can go around YouTube and find the people that need to hear these messages. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so if you like this style of reading. I really appreciate everyone, all the likes, shares, subscribes. And I did put up the free reading video. Only one person commented with an emoji before the deadline. And because of the YouTube rules, you have to follow whatever you put in there for the rules. So I had to put messages up for those that were doing it after the deadline to let them know. Your card is a gratitude. This is a good time to get this right. Be grateful for abundance. Live in appreciation for what you have, and more good things will come. Yes, the more we appreciate what we already have, the more good things come down the road. That is so true. And as many of you know, if you've listened to me before, I have a gratitude journal, and I write in it 5 to 6, nights a week before I go to sleep. And it's the last thing I think about before I go to bed. What am I grateful for? Cat, independent. Okay, this is your third message. You had a message of the ancient wisdom and the intelligence is within, and you had that message with the bone collector that all you need is within. Now you're getting cat, independent. So Cancers, I'm feeling like you guys really need to stop doubting the power that you have, the intuition that you have. You really need to be able to admit to yourself that you have those, right? Yeah. Okay. Cat, independent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. This is also about being yourself, being who you are. You don't have to be who you are in everybody's face and say, well, this is me and this is what I do. It's like me. I don't go to, group or family gatherings and start yelling out that I'm a tarot reader and too bad if you don't like it. But what they're saying is, if somebody asked me, if it came up in conversation, I need to feel comfortable being me. Lizard, regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. And that has to do with the mountain. Remember, it was talking about adapting. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. Yeah, we can regenerate ourselves, reinvent ourselves, make ourselves new and different at any time that we want. So, Cancer, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please comment and let me know how it affected you, or if it meant something, or leave me an emoji so I know that you understood it. I really, really appreciate it. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.